Oh, hi there. How are you? Welcome to another episode of Cougar-licious Clubhouse. You know, today's going to be a great day. We're going to be really spilling the tea here because we've got two great guests, Amanda Cohen and Marc Saferin, and we're going to be talking about all the roads that they've been taking into getting into comedy, which is something that is very dear to me because, you know, I just moved to Vegas maybe 7 years ago and got into comedy, and I became a stand-up comic because, well, I'm too short to be a showgirl. Take it away.
Cougar-licious, in my power I rise with every step I take. I light up the skies, celebrating me. I'm a star shining bright, enjoying all the eye candy under the moonlight. Oh, cougar-licious, watch me take my stand, moving to the beat. Come and take my hand.
Yeah. Like I said, welcome to another episode at the Cougar-licious Clubhouse. And we have some spectacular, very funny guests. We have the amazing Amanda Cohen and the marvelous Marc Saferin. But before we get started, I want to acknowledge our sponsors first, and that is Linder Health Skincare. That's right, it's healthcare for your skin. It's the skincare that I use, and I've been using it for years, and I love it. And if you use that link, linderhealth.com/Donna, and order product, you'll get a free gift. It's just like saying Donna sent you. So anyway, and it's my way of saying thank you, and I appreciate all of you, especially those who like, share, and subscribe. And remember, it doesn't cost anything to subscribe, you know, but it just certainly helps out the channel, and I appreciate every single one of you. And part of that appreciation is going to be about our summer sweepstakes that are going to be coming up in June. So be sure to stay to the end of the show and you'll get the details on that. But without any further ado, I would like to welcome Amanda Cohen to our forefront. And hi, Amanda, how are you?
Hey, hi Donna, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Now, you're visiting us from where?
I am in Los Angeles. Sunny Los Angeles.
Oh,
yes.
What's the temperature out there right now?
Cooler than there.
Cool.
Cooler than Vegas. Let me check. Right now,
nothing's cool.
72 degrees.
Oh, yeah. But actually, you know, nothing is cooler than Vegas. Come on.
Okay.
So I'm actually...
Like coolest, yes, for
yes,
sure.
I'm actually a transplant from California myself. And I hopped the fence and I came over to Vegas, like I said, about 7 years ago, and just got started in this whole industry. But I understand now, though, you're from originally from Massachusetts, aren't you?
Yes, I am. I was there a lot in the past few weeks, helping with family stuff, but I'm finally back in LA where I can pick up the shattered remains of my career.
But you've had quite a journey, from what I understand. I mean, I can see that.
I like to think I'm still having the journey.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Yeah. We're all just traveling along, right? Traveling along, singing a song. But you did do some. Just tell me, you went from Massachusetts and then you went to Chicago, right?
So yeah, I started doing stand-up in Massachusetts. It was in the 80s, and it was a monthly open mic, if you can imagine that.
Oh, wow. Where was that?
That was in Northampton, Massachusetts, in a place called the Iron Horse. And it was a whole different universe back then. Like, we would do the open mic, and they would pass a hat, and then we would get tips for doing the mic. Now, in LA, you pay to do an open mic, but I did that for a while, and then I actually went to college in Pittsburgh. So
where did you
I was
go?
a Pittsburgh comic. I went to Carnegie Mellon, and I know it's a big but it didn't
like,
actually.
What did you major in?
Creative and professional writing.
Oh,
you could argue that I still write. And
right.
I still use concepts that I learned in like screenwriting classes, but I also had to take like poetry. So,
well, you know what? It all merges. It really does, you know, because I mean, in one of my past lives, you know, I also taught, and creative writing was one of the topics that I taught, and especially for advertising. And I find that a lot of those skill sets really, complement the comedy writing, and how to set something up.
Actually, yeah. I mean, I think I use those skills every day when I'm writing to some extent, but at the time it felt like a kind of a waste because I was spending every night I was going to open mics every night that they had one. If you were to dig out my old chemistry notes from my sophomore year, you'd see little set lists written in the margin of me trying to remember what my bits were going to be that night. So I did comedy there. I actually did it for about 11 years. I was a professional in the last few years. I was on the road as an MC.
Wow.
That used to be a thing. Yeah, that doesn't exist anymore. And then I realized I needed to go to Chicago to study at Second City.
That's
so I did
amazing.
that.
Amazing.
Yeah, it was awesome. I learned so much from Second City, The Annoyance.
Yeah, now
all kinds of
how did you find improv helping you with stand up? Did it loosen your presentation skills or
Yeah. Actually what happened was I got so invested in speaking while not prepared that I lost some of the skills at speaking while prepared. I kind of stopped doing stand up for a while. What happened was I did an open mic, and I did the same stuff I'd been using as a pro in Pittsburgh and working on the road, and it was great. I did the exact same stuff at an open mic, and I got dead silence. And I noticed that everyone else was kind of looking at notebooks. So I came back the next week and pretended I didn't know my act very well and crushed it. And I thought, that's not a thing I want to do. I don't want to have to act like I don't know what I'm doing, although that is very much the fashion. So I stopped doing stand-up for a while. And then in 2015, I saw a comic from New England. I'd seen him back when I was just starting out. And I'd always been a fan, but I finally, got to see him in person. And I literally just, a light went on. I'm like, oh yeah, I do stand-up. So that was in 2015. And I started again. And my goodness, I'm coming up on another 10 years. So when people ask me how long I've been doing stand-up, I say 20 years, not in a row. There's a big old gap filled with improv in there. But,
but still, it's still performance based. In other words, you have always been a performer.
I never left comedy. Yeah, I never left comedy. That's for sure. But
now, as a little girl in Amherst, were you involved in school plays? Were you active in the drama clubs?
Well, that's a whole story. I remember doing little plays in school from, I don't know, third grade on, and they were fun, but I wasn't very good. I never had like an acting class proper. When I was in high school, there was a drama teacher who decided he didn't like me. So everything I did was wrong. Partly, I think he didn't like me because I tried to convince him that Hamlet could be played for comedy. And this was just,
This was
made his head explode.
Class.
It was a drama. It was a total drama, yeah. And I found out later, like at the end of my senior year, that he had organized a student improv group and never even told me, much less invited.
Wow.
Meanwhile, I had organized my own student improv group, doing our little rehearsals and having fun. I had no idea there was anything sanctioned going on. So
you just did it yourself.
So I just did it myself because one guy decided I shouldn't.
Right.
And
And
yeah,
that shouldn't
so then
stop you. I mean, you know,
Right.
this is one of the reasons why, Amanda, I think you are so cougar-licious. I really do, because cougar-licious is a woman who stands in her own power, celebrates the divine diva, and enjoys a little eye candy. But it's a woman who really takes control and really doesn't let anybody else stop her. You know what your passion is, you know what your direction is, and you just went for it. I mean, even as a small girl. You know, I think that's commendable. I mean, I remember, you know, when I was in elementary school, I used to write plays. You know, I used to go home, do my homework, write a play, go in the next day, direct the play, star in the play.
Wow. Yeah, you're the star. I was in all my high school musicals as girl 3. You know, I never hit the big time there until my senior year. I did the high school cabaret, and that was my very first big stand-up show. And crushed it. Did a bit about getting my driver's license. Took the same act to the open mic, and died a painful death that I deserved.
Well, fast forward to today. We know that you're going to be coming to Vegas soon. So tell us a little bit about what you're doing there.
Well, I am doing, I'm headlining the late night show that's spelled with an 8, late night, N-I-T-E, and that's at Jimmy Kimmel's. Last time I was in Vegas, I did that show, and they invited me back to headline,
Such
which
a great
is super
club.
sweet. Such a beautiful club. And now I'm actually coming into town to see Weird Al.
Oh, where's he playing?
He's playing at the Venetian for several nights. So I'm going to see that, but then I have a couple of nights to fill before Saturday. So, hey, if you know anyone booking anything on a Thursday or Friday.
We're putting the word out there right now.
Yeah, I did just book something that I'm not sure is 100% confirmed, but I think it is on Saturday before the other show. It's the Rooftop. I'm not even 100% sure where it is, but I'll be there.
Okay. All right. Well, you be sure to keep us posted, Amanda. And I thank you very much. I thank you very much for coming on to the show today and taking your time all the way from Los Angeles, California.
Can I ask a question of Amanda before? Hi, Amanda.
Hi. How you doing?
Question. I'm well, thank you. One question. Who was if you don't mind saying, who was the comic that re-inspired you?
That was Dana Gould.
Dana Gould. Cool.
Because he is from Massachusetts. He went to UMass, which is in the town that I live in. And
there's a few UMasses, isn't there?
There's many, but I was in UMass Amherst. I think that's the flagship UMass. I don't know. But I had seen him somewhere when I was like 17 or 18, and always knew he was a brilliant comic, but I never saw him again because there was no internet. And I remember, when he got a job writing on The Simpsons, I was like, I know that name. I know that guy from Massachusetts, but I hadn't gotten around to seeing him live again. And then he was playing within 3 hours of Chicago. And I went there, and it was two things, really. It was him being next forking level. It was amazing. I loved his act. I loved his style. But he also did the keynote speech for Just for Laughs that year for the professional track. And the theme was, you're already doing it. And it was about doing stand-up. And that, what is required to do stand-up is to walk on stage and pick up a mic.
That's it. Yeah.
And that just, I was like, what have I been doing? Why haven't I been picking up a mic? And I immediately started writing and did my first set back on September 1st, 2017.
Wow.
So I'm 10 years old and I'm 20 years old. It's weird.
You don't look a day over 12. So there you go. Oh, and by the way, I like the haircut. I like the haircut. Okay. I know we had a little discussion on that. I like that. Yes.
I realized I could do bangs, and I'm not a bangs person, so it had to go.
Me, I've had the same haircut since I was about 5, so
It's adorable.
it's the same kind of thing. It's the only thing that really frames my face. I don't
Kind
know.
of the Dorothy Hamill, right?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Another thing I'd like to say is I know you were only cast as girl 3, but I think everybody watching this knows you're at least girl 2, if not girl,
thank you.
Number
1
one.
or above.
Number
if not,
one,
girl
that's
1 or
what
above.
she is.
Well, yes, number 1, girl 1,
Yeah.
the lady 1, any role above girl 3, definitely.
Oh, God.
You know,
Well, I mean,
yes.
I have to tell you that the cougar world has changed me. Like, I mean, sometimes I feel bad. Oh, I quit, in my 30s or whatever, however old I was, and I missed my years for doing stand-up. But I also know that I came back a completely different person.
Well, we all grow and we evolve.
I cougared out,
Yeah, you
I
cougared
don't,
out. Well,
I don't care what anybody thinks anymore.
I think you could be cougar-licious at any age. I mean, I find that most of
This is
the
true.
people
This
that
is
follow me are between 35 and 65. So you could be cougar-licious at any age. And
Too old
so-
to be cougars?
pardon me?
Does that mean 66-year-olds are too old to be cougars?
Oh no,
'Cause
no, you
find
can also
that
you can
with
squeeze in there, yeah. But I mean
Okay,
that seems to be the range, that people who follow me are within that range. But I'm sure there are a few older ones in there too, and we
I
just have a lot of fun
all
with
of
it. But that's why
I
I have you.
appreciate all of them.
That's why I've invited you on the show, because you are so cougar-licious. Don't you agree, Mark?
Absolutely.
And Mark,
Thank you so much.
I
mean, it really is so
stay
wonderful.
on with us. Stay on with us over here, Amanda.
I'm not going anywhere.
Okay, don't go anywhere. Okay, I want to find out about this guy. This is our eye candy today. Okay, Mr. Marc Saferin, and he is a local comic here in Las Vegas. And you've been like all over town. I know we met several times, at Wise Guys. Both of the clubs there. But tell us a little bit about your adventures there, Mark.
My adventures at Wise Guys?
No, your adventures in comedy. I know you're from Ohio.
It's true. So
Holy Toledo.
I thought, yes, I'm from Toledo, Ohio. I guess what inspired me to think of comedy as maybe a profession was the Eddie Murphy Raw and Delirious, those specials that I saw for the first time when I was 17 or 18. I grew up a very fat kid in a relatively big family. I had 5 brothers, so as a middle child, you have to fight for attention, and humor was always something that I tried to use. So I went to college. I started college at Pepperdine University, and that's in Malibu, California.
I know. It's a beautiful campus.
Right, and so the first time I ever did stand up was at the Laugh Factory, and I tried to get on weeks before, but it was right after 9/11, and they had closed the clubs for a couple weeks. I remember calling to try and get on, and they had an answering machine message. Maybe people don't know what answering machines are anymore.
Yeah, those are little boxes that you use, and you'd go home at the end of the day, and you just see if there was a blinking light,
Right,
if
with a
anybody
number on
called you,
But they had a message saying, "Oh, we're not laughing right now because 9/11 had just happened." So I actually went on at the Laugh Factory in the Sunset Strip a couple weeks after 9/11, and then I didn't do any stand-up comedy for 20 years after that.
Wow.
And I started 2 years ago doing comedy again.
Well, Mark, it's good to see you're back in the game now. And speaking of games, we have this great sweepstakes coming up in June. Be sure to check it out. Take a look. Hey gang, Donna Joy here to tell you about our summer sweepstakes starting now. Just hit the like, share, and subscribe button, and be sure to leave a comment. And beginning in June, we'll be drawing names to win special gift certificates at our online store at www.cougarlicious.com. It's a great way to support the channel, and I have much appreciation for all of you. Thank you, and remember to cougar on. Do you have any funny moments from your crowd work? Did you ever start to do one thing and?
Well, a funny moment actually happened last week. There was a single guy sitting there, and there was a single girl sitting not far apart from each other. I tried to put them in a relationship, and the bit went over well. And then I found out later, somebody said, after your set, that guy came out. And then the girl came out, and they went to the bar together after the set, and I couldn't believe that. Like that was awesome. So hopefully they're doing well, either together or apart. But
you heard it here first. You heard it here first, everybody.
That was a cool moment.
Marc Saferin puts people together. Yes.
You know, I love love, and if I can facilitate that, that's
yes. So now. Where are you playing now, and how is your schedule coming up?
I'm booked at Buck's Tavern on the east side of Las Vegas, actually tomorrow. That will be a fun show. There's a couple really great comedians on there that I'm excited to work with for the first time.
Buck's is always fun.
And there's Buck's has a nice crowd. The people there, the owner, the staff, really, really kind, sweet people. Just fun to be there, and that's cool. Great food. Go to Buck's Tavern for comedy night every Wednesday or any other night, but especially comedy night, particularly this Wednesday.
Yeah, Kim Kelsey is the owner there.
She's a doll.
And she's terrific.
Very kind.
She's very
awesome.
supportive.
Don Barnhart books it. He's a great guy,
Don
too.
Barnhart.
Yes.
I always do about Don
Wonderful.
Barnhart.
Yes.
I am a graduate of Don
Wonderful.
Barnhart School
Great
of
guy.
Comedy.
Great
Yes.
guy. And I have I have that coming up, and you know the summer's opening up. There should be more things coming.
Well, I remember last summer, Marc, you were part of my Tomcats of Comedy.
That's true too. Thank you, by the way.
That
I know
was
I thanked you
fun.
at the time, but thank you, by the way. That was fun.
It was a really good time.
And it was very cool to be in that room at the Ahern too.
Yeah.
Like, I appreciated that. That's awesome.
Well, it was a great showroom for sure.
It was.
Absolutely.
It absolutely was.
And for those of you who don't know, the Tomcats of Comedy was a show that I produced. It was all male comics to an all female audience. And if you think that you might like to see a show like that again, just drop a comment in the comments and let me know, because the ladies who went there that day had a really good time. And we had like 8 comics, I think. 8 men,
something like that. Yeah,
8 male comics.
Great show. Everybody did well. Now I don't want to say Donna is, a human trafficker or anything, but she likes to put men in front of hungry women who are, and like, I hate to use the term trafficking, has such a bad connotation these days, but Donna just likes to put, people in front. She facilitates
I know
love
what
too,
women like, Marc.
Yep,
I
sure.
know what women like,
Yep.
and they do like their eye candy. That's for sure.
They
so
do.
we all have a sweet tooth, right, ladies? There's always a sweet tooth there. So, it's always fun to watch.
Like chocolate sells so well on Valentine's, I suppose. That makes sense.
Absolutely. Oh dear. So, is there any advice that you would give anybody going into comedy?
Yeah, I would say, and a thing that hung me up is don't worry about what anyone else thinks. If you're worried about people in your life not supporting you to do what you want to do, that's great. Then you find the people who don't support you, and you can do what you want to do aside from them.
That's right.
Don't let anyone hang you up. Go chase your dreams. And a lot of times it's not those people that don't support you. You just think that they won't support you, and they actually would. So don't let yourself get hung up by your own self-consciousness or
right, because sometimes you might feel like they're not supporting you when actually they're concerned.
That could be it. Or it's just totally in your head, and you're kind of using that as a barrier because you might be afraid of really chasing what you want. So I would say go and chase what you want.
Know who you are. Pursue your dreams.
Right. Unless you're one of those bad human traffickers, and then don't. Like, listen to everybody. Try and keep your good head on your shoulders if you can, I would say.
Well, Marc,
that would be my advice.
Oh, it's certainly a pleasure having you here on the show today.
First time, last time.
No, it's not the last time.
Good.
No, absolutely not the last.
You heard that
ladies?
Take
if
it
you
to
like
task.
Marc, put it in the comments. Say, yes, Marc is good eye candy. That's
not
it.
a human trafficker.
Not
Put
a
that
human
too.
trafficker.
Thank you.
He's
Thank
the
you,
eye
Donna.
candy.
Thank
Yes,
you.
this is our eye candy guy. And speaking of which, in terms of liking, sharing, and subscribing, please do hit that button because it really does help the channel. And as I said, it doesn't cost a thing, you know. And when you do that, you'll be able to get into our summer sweepstakes that'll be coming up, and that's going to be starting in June. What you do is you like and you share, you subscribe, and drop a comment so that we can be sure to see you when we pull the names. And we'll be giving out products from my online store that you find at cougarlicious.com. And here we have on the screen right now a few of the things that we have. We have t-shirts, we have crop tops, we've got panties, we've got coffee mugs, wine glasses, wine totes.
Can I ask? Do those panties come in larger sizes? Can I? They look comfortable.
They
I
are.
Say that.
They are. They're very comfortable.
They look nice.
And as you can see, you also had the gold mug that I have right here, the Cougar-licious Clubhouse mug. So be sure to put the comments in. We'll be drawing names every single week, and we'll be sending out certificates to go on to the store.
And guys, too, if you don't want, you know, if you have so many panties that you can't afford more in your drawer, get some of those Linder skincare products.
Yeah.
Those are fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely.
My skin has never been so moist.
Don't say moist.
Okay, so. They just work really well,
but
guys.
It is a funny word.
Yes. Well,
it is a funny word. Yes. Anyway, we're going to tell you a little bit about our summer sweepstakes right now. Hey gang, Donna Joy here to tell you about our summer sweepstakes starting now. Just hit the like, share, and subscribe button and be sure to leave a comment. And beginning in June, we'll be drawing names to win special gift certificates at our online store at www.cougarlicious.com. It's a great way to support the channel, and I have much appreciation for all of you. Thank you, and remember to Cougar on. So that's it. That's it for today's show, boys and girls. I mean, it just goes by so fast every single week. I mean, I just don't know where the time goes. Why we always have fabulous guests, always interesting things to talk about. So until next time, Cougar on, and see you later.
Cool.